Rafi's Rambles, Rafi's Rambles, Rafi's Rambles.
Hola, you amazing artist. So this video is going to be different than most of the other videos because I am feeling pretty tired and I've got a lot on my plate today, but I wanted to reach out and say hey to you guys, and I have a subject that I want to talk about. Subject is I am feeling a little tired and wanted to talk about what it's like when you've got a lot on your plate as an artist. Let's say you got a lot of projects or a lot of things going on, and physically you're just tired. Like, just went down the stairs and I'm tired. We have so many projects going on right now. One of them, and a lot of you guys know about this because you pre-ordered the book, is that we have our pre-ordered books ready to go. We just recently had some plumbing issues when we were building the studio. Ended up tearing out this wall and putting in a new wall right there. Tearing out this wall, that's where the plumbing pipe was, and then putting in this wall. And we ended up having to take our studio apart and rebuild our studio. Let's turn this on here. Let's turn this thing off. It's been a little bit crazy with the amount of stuff that we had to do with the books. We had to drive out to Rochester. I mean, if you go on the Adventure channel, you could watch our video of what this entire thing was like. This is where we sat to film our adventure video narration. Yeah, check out the studio, you guys. We finally have it up and running. There's still some things that we have to do here. But yeah, remodeled this thing here, fixed it to make it do what stoplights do. And then I still got to fix that walk, don't walk sign, but I'm very excited about these because, you know, ever since I was a kid watching Mr. Rogers, like, you know, I want to have traffic signals in my art studio. That's like a dream come true. As you can see, I've got the studio set up. Everything here is on casters, just so they could move away from the wall, just in case we need to do anything with the wall. I'm still in the process of getting things organized. I've got my drafting table over here. Yeah, nothing is organized yet, other than packaging the individual orders for all the books that are going to go out. I also am giving a talk at a local gallery on Friday. We have an audiobook that we need to record. Almost like you plan your week out and you have it pretty much organized in what you want to do. And then next thing you know, there's like 10 individual different additional things that get thrown into the mix. Just, we've got so much going on, and Clee's parents are coming out in a couple weeks. So there's a lot of like house stuff that we got to get done, and at the same time getting the studio up and running. And of course, during that entire time, we don't have finances coming in because, like I said, we're just about ready to get the studio up and running. And even if we did, it's almost like there's no time to sit down and work on commissions because we have so many other things going on. That can really cause you to get jumbled up in your head. I do have some things sort of organized, but they're still getting there. Obviously, my spinning easel. This back here is where I keep my canvas, and I'm actually going to build a structure on casters that I could keep the canvas in and pull it away from the wall if I need to. And then if you come over here to this section, you've got Clee's area. This is her workbench. And then we have this additional workbench. This here, this was where the plumbing issue happened. And so they had to break apart that wall, which means I'm going to have to like fill that in. Oh, and then over here, we've got our utility studio room. So this is where I keep tools and stuff, and the utility sink. And this is a sculpture, you guys. A lot of you guys had seen a glimpse of this and were like, what is it? Why do you have a hanging army guy? It's not a hanging army guy. What this is was a balloon. This is a very old sculpture that I created. And this is what was hanging from the ceiling of the gallery. It just looked like he was floating away with the balloon. And then underneath him is this guy who is sitting on his hands, right? So like they were kind of together. And the idea there was that you were either being floated away by your imagination and your inspiration, or you were just sitting on your hands waiting for inspiration. And that's what that sculpture meant. So that's what that is. I have so many things in here that still need organizing. You know, like I have this button maker that I wanted to make buttons with at some point. I have all my button supplies. because I wanted to give out free buttons. I think I did that for a little while, and then that just kind of because our studio was so tiny where we were at, there just wasn't room for a lot of this stuff. So I'm very excited. The only thing is that it means that it's a lot of projects that I have written down that now I actually have the room to be able to do it. Right now I have the commentary posting on YouTube, but honestly, with everything that's been going on in the background, this morning I woke up and I didn't want to. I just did not want to. It made me think about the fact that like sometimes physically, like your body maybe you just can't keep up. My problem is that because when there is something ongoing, I don't sleep very much. I go to sleep pretty late and then I wake up extremely early. So I don't sleep very much. And I think cumulatively that eventually starts to have an impact. And then I'll have a day where I wake up and I just don't want to do anything. And it's usually on a day where I have like a lot of projects that I need to do, that are required to do. I think on days like that, it's easy to go one direction of an extreme or another direction of an extreme, right? Where it's like, I'm not going to do anything today, right? Because I just feel exhausted or I'm tired or I don't feel good, whatever the case is. And on those days, the thing is that like, for me, it doesn't ever feel good to not do it. I think it's impossible to not do anything. You're always doing something. And so like on those days, I'm like, oh, you know what? I'm going to take it easy today and I'll work on projects. Maybe I'll film a video. Maybe I'll work on a painting, do some writing, do whatever it is that I need to check my email. You know, you're just sitting there checking email. I might do things that, you know, for running the business. A lot of it though, I try to keep it to like a creative thing. Like, okay, I'm going to work on something creative. And of course, your brain is going to be fighting you like, no, but we're tired. We don't want to do anything creative. In those moments, I got to remind myself, like, but this is what I love. Like, I love doing this stuff. I love creating. I love doing what I do. I don't want to turn it into work. It's not work. And it's not something that I have to do. It's something that I have to remind myself that this is what I want to do. And there's definitely nothing wrong with taking the day off and deciding that you're going to relax and binge on Netflix or whatever. But I think there is a big difference between doing it because you feel bad, you know? I don't know how to explain that. Like where it's like, oh, I can't do this. And then you walk away from it and you just don't feel good versus where you purposefully say, you know what, today is a Netflix day. Today is I'm going to sit outside and enjoy nature. I'm going to do this. It's like the difference between purposefully doing something and doing something because you feel like you don't have a choice. And the thing about that is, especially when it comes to creativity, commissions, working on a piece that you want to work on, filming a video, writing a book, doing any of that stuff, there's going to be moments where you're going to be facing some insecurities and you're not going to want to do it and it's not going to feel good to not do it. And then there's going to be moments where I just want to take a break. I want to do something else right now. Or I just want to take it easy. I'm going to do this thing, but I'm going to take it very easy today. I really do think it's important to look at that because we tend to go to such extremes like, I'm not going to do this, or I am going to do this, or I'm not going to do this, I am going to do this. And like, there's always that middle point too. Don't ignore the middle point. Like, all right, you know what? I'm going to do this, but I'm going to take it easy today. And if I don't get it done, then I don't get it done. And I think it's important to remind ourselves of that because so many times, it is so like, it's everything or nothing. And honestly, most of my career has been in that gray area. You know, it's that gray area where you got to figure it out. You got to figure out what that gray area is for you and be willing to go there just as long as it feels good to you, I think. Yeah, I don't know that this video is making any sense whatsoever, but hopefully you got something out of my rambles today. This is definitely a Rafi's Rambles. We are still in the process where we have a lot on our plates and we're trying to get a lot of things done in a very short amount of time. So, luckily, the commentaries are going to be posting probably for another week. And then after that, we should be back with a video or something for you guys. One of the other things that we want to make sure that we do is that we do take some days where we are just, maybe having a barbecue, drinking a beer, enjoying outside land. That would be nice too. Thank you guys so much for watching. Thank you guys so much for following our adventure. I am happy to say that the studio is up and running. We haven't done the official launch yet, but we will soon. And yeah, other than that, I adore you guys. We shall be back. Mwah.